Hi guys! I wanted to make this video for a while now as the first part was so well received. Today is all about some great illustrated books I picked up some time ago and I want to recommend them to you. They're part of my illustrated book collection. I truly believe looking at art and how other illustrators work and show their work is incredibly satisfying and inspiring. As always, I will leave all the links to all the books below the video in the description box. So the first book I want to share is How to Be a Children's Book Illustrator. It's a pretty recent publication, but it's something you can't miss out on if you're even remotely interested in children's book illustration. It's a great guide on how to illustrate a story and its narrative for children of different ages. It's full of tips on how to address properly and engage young readers with your illustrations. It has some really cool insights about working on and creating children's books. First part of the book was written and illustrated by Ruth Hammond, and it's packed with helpful tips and advice. You will see how to create unique characters, create composition on pages, thumbnail your story, and basically how to work on a children's book from the very start to finish. You will also learn what to watch out for, how to arrange text, choose fonts, and think of color palettes as a mood-creating factor. There's also a short part about illustration as a professional career, building portfolio and working with publishers and dealing with some issues that might happen. My absolute favorite part are the sample stories, which are 8 short stories illustrated by 8 different amazing artists, and those are followed by their behind-the-scenes insights, so they're sharing their thoughts, development steps, reasons behind the decisions they made, and the directions they took for each story. Each artist shares tips and advice, which is also very interesting. So, if children illustration is your thing, I'm 100% sure that you will absolutely love this book. I'm a huge fan of Tom Oromat's work and his very unique retro and minimalistic style. And this book, Through a Life, is an amazing showcase of his talent. I bought this one because I wanted to have a book illustrated by one of my favorite illustrators, but honestly, I didn't expect to love it so much. It's a silent graphic novel with no text that tells a story of a boy who dreams of being an astronaut and becomes one. So you observe his whole lifeline since the day he was born until his old years. The story told with Tom's illustrations is so powerful, moving and beautiful. It's definitely a book I'm happy to have. It's, for me, the best proof that you don't need to speak a certain language to fully understand the story told purely with images. For me, it's an illustrated nostalgia. It's like reading a poem made out of images. Strong and limited color palette, on-point composition, small vignette illustrations interlaced with full double spreads. This is a real treat for your eyes. So if you love art, illustrations, graphic novels, poetry, moving stories, definitely have a look at Through Life. Old Enough to Save the Planet is a book I really wanted to have, as I love all books about environment, animals and fighting the climate change. It's beautifully illustrated by Adelina Lirius, and it tells stories inspired by 12 children from around the world, showing how they take care of environment in different ways. It's a non-fiction book that explains why taking care of our planet is so crucial and why we all should be a part of it. I think it's a great book to inspire children. It's very interesting to see what challenges different continents are facing and how we can help by taking small steps. Plus, of course, Adelina's illustrations are beautiful, and I'm sure not only kids but also many fellow illustrators will really enjoy them. The Daughters of Is is a mythical graphic novel about two sisters. It's full of magic, secrets and murders, so it's definitely thought for adult audience. The artwork of Joriu, sorry for my poor pronunciation, is super dynamic, very dramatic, swirling and dense to go perfectly with magical folktale and reflect its mood. It's incredibly entertaining. This novel is a real page-turner as you want to see what's going to happen next. The artwork and storytelling are addictive, so if you are a fan of graphic novels or you love her art, this book is for you. Plus, I was very positively surprised with how beautifully published this book is. It's got hardcover with golden details. It's a wonderful addition to have in your library. The next book was recommended to me by Diane, one of my dearest patrons. If you are familiar with my work, you might know that I love illustrating nature, animals, and often my color palette is centered on cold blue, violet, and green hues. This might be one of many reasons why I completely fell in love with this illustrated book. Carl James Mountford is an illustrator I truly admire. His work is amazing and magical, and I'm super happy I finally got one of his books. And I have to tell you, it will not be my last one. The Moonlight Zoo is pure magic and I can't take my eyes off of it. It's a story about a little girl, Eva, and she's looking for her lost cat, Luna. The book has cut out parts, which gives it even more depth, and I think kids will really enjoy it. The only thing about this book is that it's very short, and I really would like these incredible illustrations to continue on more and more pages. For me, it's the kind of a book I will grab anytime just to go over the illustrations all over again and again, because it's just that beautiful, that rich in details and colors that you can just stare at them for hours. Definitely one of my favorite illustrated books I got recently. Another artist I've been admiring for years is Victon Gai. Her work is breathtaking. She's an incredible artist and she illustrated Magical Creatures and Mythical Beasts, which is a book with a surprise. You got this incredible cover with golden details, and it comes with a little torch that you will need to appreciate all the illustrations inside, because some of the illustrations can only be seen in the dark. This is such a unique idea, especially as the book tells us legends, folk tales and myths from different parts of the world about magical creatures inhabiting them. With this book you can travel to different places and learn about their legends. Norway, for example, with its idyllic cottages and red houses on the fjords, seems like this perfect calm place, but when you dim the lights and shine the little flashlight, you will see the magic and fantastic creature living there among us. So, for example, here in Switzerland, apart from the owl, when you dim the lights, you will see a werewolf, many bats. So it's a really interesting thing to explore. The book is amazing as is. You can fully enjoy it as any other book in full light, learn about different folk tales and be amazed at incredible, wonderful illustrations of every place mentioned. But it has this very special, nice touch to it that goes so well with the theme of the book and makes it a real entertainment piece, and I'm convinced it will be a treat for kids and adults. I'm beyond happy I got this book. Of course, I have to mention the latest book I illustrated, the Wild World Handbook, Habitats. I made a full video about how I illustrated it, some behind the scenes insights for you to watch. I will link it below. The next book is coming in September, and there's also a new book I'm working on that will be released later this year, maybe early next year. I will share more about them in another video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and for being here, and I see you in the next one.